Bovine growth hormone naturally promotes growth and cell replication. When extracted from cows, it is then genetically modified into recombinant bovine growth hormone. This modification increases another hormone called IGF-1, which is responsible for increasing the milk production of cows. It was officially approved as of 1993 by the FDA, and these following organizations support the RBGH: American Medical Association, the World Health Organization, the Food and Agricultural Organization, and the National Institutes of Health.
There are many benefits for farmers out of this and for consumers as well. Supplementing cows with RBST increases milk production by an average of approximately 15% per cow, or an additional 10 gallons of milk per cow. This reduces cost of milk production because less cows will be needed and less space will be taken up, meaning less cows to feed too. This also leads to the capability of lowering the cost of milk by the gallon, since there will be an oversupply of milk in the market because of this incredible hormone. Now, what you're seeing right here is the pharmaceutical form of the bovine growth hormone. The name is called Posilac. This was created by the pharmaceutical company very wide known as Monsanto. Now, regardless of the benefits mentioned earlier, there have been many concerns of the hormone continuing to exist. In the next couple of slides, we'll point out and tackle these concerns.
The variations in the content of fat and protein in milk are of the same magnitude as those usually observed in cows not supplemented with BST. BST meets the FDA's criteria for approval: the safety of animal food products for humans, the safety of BST for the treated cow, and the safety of BST for the environment. The use of RBST is safe because it does not change the composition of milk in a biologically relevant way. There is no laboratory test that can tell whether milk came from a cow treated with RBST or not. That's why hormone-free labels say "Our Farmer's Pledge" instead of "guaranteed." The RBST hormone is a protein. Just like every other protein eaten, when RBST is digested, it is broken down into basic amino acids in your GI tract, resulting in zero impact as a growth hormone. Even if it did survive digestion, your body wouldn't recognize RBST because its structure is only recognized by receptors in the cow.
A scientific study that shows no health effects of RBST onto humans. The FDA conducted an animal study in relation to RBST. The study was conducted by orally administering RVGH to rats for 28 days at 100 times the daily dose, administered to dairy cattle. FDA found no evidence of absorption of the biologically active RBGH following oral administration. In conclusion, if it does not affect rats, then it should not affect humans. Concerning IGF-1, it can be inconclusive with the studies pertaining against bovine hormone.
It has been pointed out that the side effects of RBST causes udder infections, or also known as mastitis, in cows. While this is an unfortunate matter, there are studies that would show contrasting evidence that actually most cows aren't affected by the drug or hormone. This was done by a study of treating cows 60 times with a commercial dose of BST over a 2-week period and up to 6 times the commercial dose for 2 consecutive lactations. These studies showed that the administration of large doses of BST did not affect animal health. So it seems like only a small percentage of cows is developing mastitis. The reason for why that is could be due to other uncontrollable factors or minuscule factors such as eating and living conditions of those cows that developed mastitis from the drug. Many don't take the time to realize that the current manufacturer of Posilac, Elanco, has produced an antibiotic that addresses mastitis from Posilac. It is called Imricester. This not only reduces the side effects of RBST, but also reduces the need of regular antibiotics that cows use.
I will talk some cultural coverage. The first aspect is international. The use of bovine growth hormone isn't permitted in the Canada, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and other 27 countries in the world. Also, the milk from the US is outright banned to enter the European market because of its anti-GMO policies and reliefs. And the second aspect, domestic, the US is the highest country of usage of the GMOs. Something like the RBGH isn't surprising like it gets used at all. It's been used in the United States since it's approved by the Food and Drug Administration in 1993. Ultimately, no state make it legally to label milk or dairy products as RBGH free. However, some states still restrict it, such as Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, and Kansas. It seems like there are complicated politics that go into play within the US rather than any other country.
Now, an emotional aspect to this topic is in relation to families that have low income. Many low-income families resort to fast food just because of high costs of groceries, especially organic ones. The bovine growth hormone allows the opportunity to have milk much more affordable for those families since those hormone lowers the cost of milk. Also, if we did distinguish between milk from cows not given the hormone and cows given the hormone, it may intimidate families of ever buying the milk that came from a cow fed with RBST, since they think there are health risks involved. This would just further push them away from ever buying milk or groceries, causing them to still be malnourished. A personal aspect of this subject is Stephen Colbert making a specific segment of the bovine growth hormone, taking a pro-GMO stance on the subject matter. He was essentially making fun of critics of the hormone, citing that the evidence is still not definite for us to be scared of the hormone. He acknowledges that there's research that claims there's bacteria or possible gain of infections of drinking it, but humorously he emphasizes those claims still aren't fully accurate. He humorously states the bovine growth hormone is innocent until proven cancerous. Here are some questions for the opposing team, and then our bibliography.